Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is of the day that you're watching this review video, hope you're having a good one. It's probably either the evening or the morning because that's probably the only time you're going to have to watch this before the test. So, real quick, just going to go through some example problems. This is from our workbooks, page 178, which some of you may or may not have done in class, but even if you didn't, you can still watch the video and understand what we're doing here. So. First question, the table represents a proportional relationship. Well, first thing I would immediately know is that 0, 0 is one of the points because it's proportional. Write an equation that describes the relationship, then graph the relationship. Okay, so if I want to write the equation going by these numbers here, well, I can see there's a pattern where it's going down 1 every time. So that's my top number. And this pattern is going down 2 every time. So that's my top number, and since they're both negative, that means my slope that I just found is positive 1/2. So that's the first part. So y equals 1/2 x, and since it goes through 0, 0, that's the end of the equation. Remember, if it doesn't have anything after that or a plus or minus number by itself, it is proportional. So then I would just graph these points here. Let's see, 8, 4 would be a pretty easy one. So 8, 4, which is right there. 12, 6, which would be right here. And as you can see, that's what my straight line would look like. All right. Next, this one right here, if I had to find the slope of this, it is proportional because, again, it goes through 0, 0. But in this case, I just would do rise over run. So even though I think that's a point, I'm pretty sure that's a point. So I'm going up 4, right 2. So 4 over 2. Since I went up and right, it's positive, and my slope would be 2. Over on this one, I know again that's proportional. It goes through 0, 0. So I'm looking for a point on here, and there's a good one right there. So then to find the slope, I go up 2. And right 5, so 2 over 5 is my slope. Okay, next one. It says that Jai is saving to buy his mom a birthday gift. Each week he saves $5. He started with $25. Well, I know that that's the starting point of my graph, so right there. I also know that's my y-intercept, so I know the back of the equation is going to say plus 25. And it also said he's going to save $5 every week, so $5 a week. Okay, so there's where they get that equation right there. Use the equation to make a table. Well, they did that. So the first week, which is 0 weeks, this is when he starts. So $25, and every week he's adding $5. Again, if I had to find the slope, I would say, all right, this is going down by 5. This is going down by 1. So my slope is 5 over 1, which we already knew because that's how much he was saving up each week. Okay, these are examples, so I'm going to come down here to this one here. If I had to do this, again, these are my x values, these are my y's. So I'm taking the x value, I'm putting it in here and then solving out the rest. So they did 10 times 0, which is 0, minus 4 is negative 4. Now I put a 2 here. 10 times 2 is 20, minus 4 is 16. Then I'm going to skip this one. 10 times 6. So the 6 is my x, 10 times 6 is 60, minus 4 is 56. And I can see there's a pattern here. Minus 20, and then this is actually minus 20, because down to 0 would be 16, and then 4 more. And I should be able to see the pattern up here. 0, 2, blank, 6. Well, yeah, that's got to be the 4. And then maybe I check it just to make sure. I put the 4 back up in here. 10 times 4 is 40, minus 4 is 36. Okay, now this one I know is a little bit more difficult, but again, it's just multiplying fractions, which you should know how to do. So if I take a 0 here, and again, there's no y-intercept here, so I should already know what this number is. But if I did negative 3/2 times 0, well, I would still get 0. Okay, then I'm going to skip this one and go to this one. So I would do negative 3 over 2 times 2, which I'm going to write as 2 over 1. Top times top is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. I know my answer is going to be negative because I have one negative here. So negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. And again, there is a pattern. 0, blank, 2. This is a 1. And that's a 3. Okay. Now, to name some of these, okay? If it's just a regular equation where it doesn't have an exponent in it, well, I know it's going to be linear, okay? It's going to make a straight line. So both of these are going to be linear. The other question is whether they're proportional or not. Well, if they do not go through 0, 0, then they are not proportional. So this one does not go through 0, 0 because this first point is 0, -4. So this one is non-proportional. But this one does go through 0, 0, so it is proportional. Okay, next one. Find the slope and y-intercept of the linear relationship shown in the table. Graph the line. Is the relationship proportional or non-proportional? Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to look for is right here, because that's my y-intercept. 0, 4, which is going to be right here. Okay, so where it says y-intercept, I'm going to put +4. My slope, there is a pattern here, 6, 4, 2, 0. So it's going down 2 every time. So that's my top number. And at the same time, this one is going down 1 every time. Okay, since they're both negative, that means my answer is 2 for the slope. So my equation would be y equals 2x plus 4. Is the relationship proportional or non-proportional? Well, this point right here tells me it's non-proportional. And if I just want to graph some more of these points, or I could just go from this starting point and do my slope of 2, which I need to know is 2 over 1.